sé que me extrañas cada día. Si perdió el amor, lo siento, fue mala mía. Si fuera un cuento de fantasía, te llevaría a un paraíso y te besaría, pero look at me, wide and darkness.
Hello and welcome yet again to another episode here at the Cardboardcave podcast. Hope you guys have a great, amazing day or night, depending on what time you are watching this episode. For us here in Puerto Rico is nighttime, but I hope you guys are having an amazing, great day. And thanks for each and one of you, because we are already at 212 subscribers here at YouTube. We're as well on TikTok. We are reaching the 4,000 mark. On Instagram, we are reaching 200 followers as well. We just want to thank each and one of you for supporting us, and as well, we have seen your major support as well in the YouTube channel with all of the content that we have been posting these past few weeks. Hope you guys enjoy. There's content that is on its way. We have just to give you a small glimpse, we already have the first 2 episodes of the D&D campaign that our friend John is running. And as well, we have a couple of other unboxing videos from Pokemon. Thanks to Ale, we have a couple of unboxing videos for each and one of you. And there are some analytic videos that I'm going to be doing myself, talking about Gundam and the new League of Legends TCG that is popping out. And as well, we're going to be talking about Narrowscape. So there's a lot of content coming your way. And as well, I know. I see you guys in the comments. I owe you 2 deck techs. I owe you 2 deck techs as already. JP has already provided me a long time ago all of the information, but haven't had the time to record it. But it will come in, guys. It will come in. So I think, guys, today we have a good, interesting episode. We're gonna go ahead and bring in the master of the dark arts himself, JP.
Hey, man.
How are you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm tired. Yesterday, my son yesterday, I think he caught the flu. So last night he was waking up every hour and a half. So myself and my wife didn't get like good sleep. So I am running in like low batteries.
You're running on empty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Today was just a long day, but now we're here talking about magic.
Yes. Today we're going to be talking about something super interesting. Because if you guys all know, Wizard of the Coast, or Hasbro in this case, Hasbro is fully 100% banking on Universe Beyond. So that is something that has been the talk of the community, and it's really interesting how it is a 50-50 situation. And as well, I gotta say something before we continue. If you guys are in Puerto Rico, or you are from Puerto Rico, there is a big event that you guys should pass by. This upcoming July 18th to 20, we, the whole Cardboard Cave team, will be at Mega Geek Con. And we're going to have a full area where you guys can learn how to play any type of TCG. We're going to showcase Narrowscape as well. We're going to have a live podcast on Saturday at 2:30. And we have 2 tournaments that we are going to be announcing these following this is going to air on Friday. So around before this airs, the announcements will be already done. We're going to have a Pokemon tournament on Sunday and a CEDH tournament on Saturday. So just pay attention to our social media, or probably it's already posted on all of our social media. So what does that mean? Mega Geek Con, July 18 through 20. We're going to be all there. We're going to have fun. We're going to learn how to play some TCGs, board games, and much more. There's going to be 2 voice actresses that are going to be invited as guests. One of them voices 2 main characters from South Park in Spanish. The other voice actress does a couple of characters from My Hero Academia. So just pass by. There's going to be a lot of events and a lot of vendors on Mega GeekCon. So we're super excited of that big event. So nothing. Going back to the main topic of tonight. So Universe Beyond. So JP, a lot of people are against it. Some people are with it. What are your thoughts on Universe Beyond? Do you think that Universe Beyond is killing Magic the Gathering, or do you think that it's a open door for more people to get into the game? Let it be for Commander, let it be to just collect cards. But what is your take with Universe Beyond?
So I'm sure everyone, like anyone who looks back at our videos, can see that I was very against Universes Beyond in the beginning because I was very worried on how they were going to implement it. I'm still worried on how they implement it, but that worry just comes from a place of that I care. It's a place of care, of thoughtfulness. So currently, I'm okay with it. I'm actually for it, depending on the IP that they add. I just hope that the IPs work well within the context of the cards, and as long as they're being done well, I enjoy it. So, Final Fantasy, it being a fantasy, has a lot of knights, has a lot of wizards, has a lot of you have soldiers and whatnot. Uh, Even though the general aesthetic doesn't fit perfectly, like one to one with Magic, it fits enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like borderline, just right on the edge. On it's too modern and weird and but also like mystical enough that you can understand why it can be associated with Magic the Gathering. My problem comes with when it's not particularly done well. I'm very worried about the Spider-Man set. I kind of stopped thinking about the universes beyond as a bad thing and just started thinking of them as just a thing that will happen no matter what.
Okay.
But when I'm thinking about how the sets will be implemented and the cohesion on like just game mechanics, I'm not sure how they're gonna do Spider-Man. Spider-Man will feel a bit out of place, but Universes Beyond is the new normal. You gotta get with the times and be okay with change. I
Yeah.
feel like Universes Beyond are here to stay, and they're not a bad thing as long as they're done right. They also give normal Magic sets a bit more leeway and time. So currently in the year, we got what was the? It was
We're gonna get the next set is going to be
yeah. Well, the
Edge
previous
of
set the race car set. I forgot the
Aether
name.
Drift. Aether Drift.
Aether Drift. So it
Yeah,
was Aether Drift. Then we
Tarkir
had Final.
Dragonborn.
Then we had Tarkir, right?
Yeah. Now we have Final
Now we have Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy. But
Then
then the next one is Edge of Eternities.
Edge of Eternities, correct.
So we had two in-universe sets, a Universe Beyond set, another in-universe set, and then the next one after that is going to be the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, and the last one of the year will be
The Avatar one.
the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So if they did 2-1-1-2 and they follow that rhythm, I feel like it'll be fine. As long as I don't see like 3 in Universes Beyond sets in a row, I think that'll be fine. At 3 in a row, I feel a bit conflicted. I know it'll feel a bit weird.
Yeah, because right now, in terms to timeline, Final Fantasy released on June 13th. We're going to have a break of a month, only a month of obviously we have other products that are going to be launching secret layer and whatnot. But on August 1, so that means that next month we're going back to preview season with Edge of Eternities, because Edge of Eternities will be releasing on August 1st. And then from there, Marvel's Spider-Man will release on September 26th. And then we have another break because Avatar: The Last Airbender will release on November 21st. So these next upcoming sets will be back to back.
The pacing feels a bit off, but we already confirmed that we are getting less sets than we did last year.
Yeah.
So even though it feels like we don't have time to breathe, there's plenty time.
Yeah, last year we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 8 sets released last year. One of them not being like an actual set that was Fallout, but we will count it because it was a Universe Beyond product that was released as well.
It had its own release. It had its own preview season. It had its own its whole own thing. So I think we should count it.
Nah, my bad. It's not 8. We had 9 because Foundations released on November 15 of last year. So we had 9 sets. 9 sets last year. That's crazy. Crazy bonkers. Crazy bonkers. At least my take with Universe Beyond is I don't want to say that I'm okay with it. You know, I have a small fear that Universe Beyond will overtake everything. A lot of people have been mentioning that the lore is not the best. A lot of other fans are just awaiting for Edge of Eternities because apparently Edge of Eternities is going to be like the reset or like the major event that will like put the Magic the Gathering lore to
Back in order.
Back in order. But Universe Beyond for me, I'm going to be leaning on with you, JP, because it's like you said, you know, some things do work, some things don't work. I am a little bit worried with Spider-Man. Again, I'm not saying there's going to be it's a bad IP, but does it mix in with what Magic the Gathering is, you know? Because we saw what happened with Assassin's Creed. A lot of people were super, super stoked about it. But most of the cards were okay cards.
See, but I don't think Assassin's Creed is a good comparison, because I think the problem with Assassin's Creed was exactly what you said in terms of there were bad cards. There's decent cards, but there was a lot of bad cards.
What would be a good comparison?
There isn't one right now. So our fears are unfounded, but they're valid nonetheless.
Do you think that Avatar: The Last Airbender mixes in? I think it does because
it fits enough. You know, the benders are martial artists. You know, you got your monks, you got your fighters, you got your warriors, you got your soldiers. You have flying machines and ships, and those are your vehicles. They're expelling fire, controlling water, moving earth. You know, that's very very a decent amount of fantasy in that. They have fantastical creatures. I hadn't even thought about the creatures. You're gonna get Appa as a legendary creature. That's gonna be crazy. What if Appa's like broken? He's a mount. a legendary creature mount, because they introduced mount in Outlaws of Thunder Dungeon.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Appa's
Do we
gonna be a mount. He's gonna be a
do we have
legendary creature.
Mount
That'll
in Final Fantasy? I think we
what?
do. We do.
Uh,
We
do
have
we have
Mount
a?
in Final Fantasy.
I'm not sure if we have mounts. I don't think so.
Let me see. Mounts. Oh wait, if I don't put MTG, Google is just gonna be like, "Hey, I don't know what you're talking about." Okay, let me see. Let me see. I don't think so. No, because the Choco has landfall. I don't think so.
No.
No, we don't have Mount. That's so odd because we have chocobos in cards. That's really odd. But hey, it is what it is. Matt, I'm somebody that hasn't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know that you guys told me to give it a watch because it's not that long. But I do know what an appa is. An appa, right? An appa is.
Yeah, Appa is the Sky Bison.
Yeah, and I'm super intrigued. I'm
Uh,
super intrigued on what's gonna bring Avatar: The Last Airbender as a set.
I assure you, you start that show, you're not gonna put it down. There's a collective, maybe 3 episodes that are bad out of the 3 seasons. It starts off slower. The second season picks up quickly, and I mean picks up. And third season is peak.
Okay, let me work Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Ah, dang it. Okay, let me see if I can find where can I watch it. Animation series. Says here that I can watch it in Netflix. Is that true? That's the question.
I'm pretty sure you can.
It's loading. Oh god, it's oh yep, you can watch it in Netflix. um I'm super intrigued on it. I will give it a watch, and again, I'm not in the middle ground with Universe Beyond. I like the fact that we are getting very different IPs. I really do hope that these IPs do work in that they do match up with Magic the Gathering. That is something that I'm really, really. Are you looking for the #1 local game store here in Puerto Rico? I got it for you. It's called Titan Games. They are located in Caguas and in Rio Piedras. As well, they have their own website, TitanHobbyGames.com. There you guys can find your favorite TCGs and much more in their website. That's not all. Just pass by every week. There's an event, and there's a lot of things you can do with Titan Games. All of their information are in the description below, so pass by and check them out. I really do hope that happens with future sets. I don't know where I'm landing on with Marvel. Again, we have a secret layer that was released. These cards that are from that secret layer, I think that they might get reprinted, but at the same time, I think that they might not. But with the whole Spider-Man set, I know that the Spider-Man set will be pretty hyped up because Spider-Man is a very popular Marvel character, and hence I do know that I have a Marvel hat, but it's not because Marvel is like the most perfect thing in the world. But if anything, if I would love to see something Marvel in Magic the Gathering, will be the Fantastic Four. That is something that I would love to see. Having the Fantastic Four as a commander, I don't know, it would make sense. But I am in the middle ground. But JP, this is something where it gets a little bit interesting. So, in one of our episodes, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the comments. So, in this episode that we said, uh, is Magic the Gathering becoming Pokemon? Because if you guys all know, in Pokemon, you have different rarities. You have double rares, you have special illustration rares, you have the gold rares, you have the rainbow rares. So you have different rarities in Pokemon. So Magic the Gathering has been leaning on the different rarities. If you guys have seen cards, or when we talk about the preview cards from Final Fantasy, we would have like the showcase character cards, we would have the extended arts, the full arts, the serialized cards. Uh, if you want, let's put an example, the traveling chocobo card. You have multiple traveling chocobo cards. You have one in pink, one in yellow, one in green, the special edition black one in Japanese, and then you have the golden chocobo. So you have different chocobos in serialized form or normal form. So depending on which one you get, it could be a $1,000 card or a $2,000 card. It all depends on which one you get. So we started comparing Magic the Gathering with Pokemon because we're getting a lot of rarities. And I know that one of the things that JP mentioned on that episode is that having so many different rarities helps on the price, because hey, maybe you don't want the pretty card and you want the normal one. The normal one might cost uh cheaper, or like sometimes happens is the other way around. The normal one can cost a little bit much more, and the alternate art or extended art or whatever artwork could be cheaper, you know. But JP, here's the first comment that we got. We got it from Steven G7621. I don't know. You can make a competitive Pokemon deck pretty cheaply. While in Magic, it's going to cost you an insane amount because Wizard of the Coast unethically manipulates the market. Magic stopped being good. I think he missed a couple of words, but stopped being good since Richard Garfield left. What are your thoughts in regards to this? I think that we spoke about this before starting the podcast.
Richard Garfield has been gone from involved from Magic for a long time. Magic the Gathering has not been bad since Richard Garfield left. Like, no, that's just not true. I do agree with his sentiment, with his sentiment, but not what he's actually saying. I don't think Wizards of the Coast is manipulating the market. I think what they are is lying when they say that they're oblivious to the market, because they have made that claim before that they don't have the secondary market in mind. They clearly do, because there are some cards that aren't powerful enough that would have been perfect for certain sets that were just simply not included, mostly because they were popular and expensive. I feel like reprints are a commodity that don't that doesn't get explored well enough, and decent reprints on pricey cards is key to keep the game at a reasonable price. Now, I do agree that making a standard deck, making a modern deck, making any type of deck, even Commander to an extent, it's quite expensive. It just is. People constantly say, "Oh yeah, the barrier to entry to Commander is like you buy a precon and that's like the most expensive thing you need to buy." But people keep upgrading their decks, and people keep upgrading their decks for a long time. I bought the Lord of the Rings Commander decks when they came out. I still have one of them set up, and I've upgraded them constantly. If I look at my Moxfield account and look up my deck is probably worth like $2,000, mostly because I keep blinging it out. Of course, those $2,000 are cards I already owned from beforehand. I've been playing the game for around 10 years. But people bling out their decks, and things get expensive. Just
Correct.
even at their most basic, $50 is a decent amount of, it's a decent amount of money.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. Yeah, and I understand. I know in regards to like what he mentions in regards to you can make a competitive Pokemon deck pretty cheaply, and then there's Magic the Gathering that's pretty expensive. And it is true. You can make right now. You can make right now the most popular deck, and I know this because I play a lot of Pokemon Live. Um, right now the Dragapult EX deck, if you're not looking to bling out your deck, right? If you're not looking for like full arts or whatnot, you can make the Dragapult deck for like under, I think under $65 fully, unless you want to bling it out, having the Master Ball, Badoo, and the special illustration rare from the Dragapult EX illustration rare. Um, all of your trainers to be full art trainer cards or supporter cards. It makes sense if you want to bling it out. But in nowadays, you can get into Pokemon very, very cheaply, and being the fact that Pokemon does have a meta, but you can build decks really, you can build any type of deck that you want, exactly like in Magic. You do have the meta, but there are certain decks that you can build on a budget that you can go ahead and compete in like big events in your FNM and whatnot. Because one of the things that we talked about in one of when Dustmorn was released, there was a blue white deck that only cost like what, I think it was like $30-$40, right? A standard deck.
I
That
can't
was,
remember.
I can't remember exactly how much was it, but I know it wasn't no more
It was
than
cheap.
$50. And it did well. It's not like, obviously it depends on who you go against, right? But it was a deck that it was an entry level deck that you can play standard with, but it is what it is. If you want to upgrade your decks, go ahead. If you just want to play casually, just play casually. That's all you have to do. It all depends on what you want to do with your community. Because there are people that only play casual commander, like they actually only buy the commander decks and they keep them how they are.
Yeah, I have a friend who is currently buying precons and just leaving them as precons. He currently has like two precons that are the same three colors. And I
Mhm.
told him, hey, you could dismantle one of them and make the other one stronger. No, refuses. Refuses to play anything above bracket 3.
Hey, that's okay. Then there's people like us that we have different commanders. They fluctuate in the brackets. Some of them are CDH, some of them are bracket 3, some of them are bracket 2. That they're not like the best of the best. And we spoke about this on one of our previous episodes, that Ale made a very big. He said it, that he wants to do a Final Fantasy X theme commander. That's not entitled of like being in one of the brackets. It's just a fun commander that has a
Yep.
lot, all of the cards that he could find from Final Fantasy X, and that's fine. And that's
Uh, I think that's like the spirit of bracket 2.
Then there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
because it is technically an upgraded precon, but you're not upgrading it to make it better. You're upgrading it so the theme
It maintains the theme.
fits. Yeah.
So this second comment was from G Louise, I think Jean Louise, 1951. I'm about a year in, and Fallout got me in the door. I came from playing standard Pokemon with MTG going through its pokey fixation phase. I'm not gonna lie. This is what got me out of Pokemon. Low. I can't keep up with the rapid release sets, secret layers, or upgrading decks. So this is one of the examples that one of the Universe Beyond sets got somebody into into Magic, but they feel fixated. Obviously, he got into the 9 sets, 9 sets that were released last year. But this is something that I want to say to all of our viewers and listeners and whatnot.
Um, but for for
Uh-huh.
for for that person that feels like they can't keep up, all I have is one thing to say: don't.
Exactly.
Be comfortable accepting that not every product is made for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of the few products. I wasn't like too into Fallout anyways, but like Final Fantasy has not been a thing I'm interested in at all. I've never played the games. I know some of the characters. They look cool. Golbez looks cool. Kefka looks cool. Sephiroth looks cool. You know, Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Yuna, Titan. You know, but I'm not interested in them. I'm just not. And I haven't upgraded a deck since Murders at Karlov Manor. I'm pretty sure I haven't upgraded a single of my decks. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did upgrade one of my decks in Foundations. So that's what, 10 months ago?
Yep.
7 months ago? Like it's been a long time. I haven't upgraded my decks. I haven't felt the need. When you're starting out, it makes more sense that you're like wanting to keep up, but finding something you like is something that I would suggest every Magic the Gathering player really focus in and just like lock in your play style, what you enjoy. Generally speaking, people tend to enjoy specific types of decks. Ale really enjoys control. He always plays you know some type of blue
Always
or
plays with blue.
yeah, he plays like some type of blue deck. If I were playing like modern, I'd play like Yawgmoth. He sacrifices, he brings stuff back, he draws cards. He does everything I like, mostly the sacrifice. I could
Mm-hmm.
also play like Dredge if it were a proper thing. Uh, Living End, which is a lot of these graveyard centric uh, decks. If I were playing standard right now, I'm just looking at the meta game through MTG Goldfish,
Yeah.
and like there's a few cards that are like, oh, that seems cool. Abzan, Abzan. You play Overlord of the Bailmerk. You play the Yuna. The Oculus. Manifest Dread. You look at the top two. You say, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff that's really cool, but none of them like, whoa. I play like Yawgmoth in modern and then stick to my commander. And being okay with that is just learning how to be okay with that.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. If you're somebody that's starting off Magic the Gathering, um, don't worry about the secret layers. Secret layers is just a product that if you are looking into getting depends on the drop, right? But if by any chance you do see, like, for instance, oh, in this next secret layer drop, oh well, let's put an example. The Latino one has Sylvan Library. So if you want to have Sylvan Library with a different nice artwork made from a female artist, and you want to have a couple of other new, very nice, amazing looking cards for a good price, then get it. You're gonna get Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library, I think, is going for $30 if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the cheapest one that you can find, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't know the market on Sylvan Library right now, but you can get a Sylvan Library with a bunch of other cards for either $30 or $40 if you want them foil. You know, the secret layers are not that important unless you want to, again, have different artwork, or your favorite artist is drawing the cards. Like, for instance, when the Metal Gear artist made his drop, I got them. It had pretty cards, Skull Clamp, Tesseract, Solum Simulacrum. I don't remember the other one. I think it was the blue copy artifact card. I think it was. I don't remember. But, you know, it's something that, you know, I love Metal Gear and I love the artist, so I got it. You know, so it's something that you're not obligated to get. You know, if you like Fallout, Fallout had a couple of drops and they were really nice cards. You know, the artwork is pretty nice. Obviously, it had a chase card that if you go to our TikTok, you will see that we got to pull it. We pulled the Mana Vault on our TikTok page. But it's something that you're not obligated to. You don't have to always get what's coming up next. If you're not interested, don't get it. Just keep upgrading your decks if you want to, and buy singles. Don't go ahead and, for instance, Final Fantasy. Oh, Final Fantasy's out. I'm gonna buy 2 booster boxes because I'll play booster boxes. My bad. Play booster boxes because, hey, it's a new set. I want to get the cards, whatnot. Hey, if you're not able to get it, that's fine. I'll wait until the singles are cheap. I think that by next week, the cards will be very, very cheap to get by next week, you know. But hey, you don't have to be destroying your wallet to be up to par with Magic the Gathering. And this is the final one. This comment was the one that made this podcast or this topic possible. So on our episode that we talk about Universe Beyond killing Magic the Gathering, and this one is Ale and myself, because at JP I think that you started the podcast with us, or no, this one you didn't. This one, I think that this one you couldn't be able to join us that day. But we talked about it was Tarkir. Tarkir was the set that I was talking releasing, and we talked about Universe Beyond as well. And Siegfried 198888 says the following: Universe Beyond is the reason I quit Magic a year and a half ago. We go ahead and ask 2 weeks ago why, and here was his answer: I want to play Magic the Gathering, not Ready Player One. I was very heavily into the lore of Magic the Gathering. It was half the reason I played the game. Now, the lore is pure garbage because all they care about is universes outside IP, and Universe Beyond kills the feel of the game. I played it from 2015 to early 2024, but now that Universe Beyond is half of Magic the Gathering and the lore turning into garbage, I finally quit and moved on to other things. Well, I did answer. This was me. You have a major great point here. JP, what are your thoughts?
So I agree to an extent. Again, I'm very I do understand where people are coming from with these comments.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the focus in terms of the story was lost as soon as Nicol Bolas was killed. As soon as the War of the Spark ended, they didn't know where to take the story. And if you remember, they took a year, or not a year, a few sets where they were just, not there wasn't any particular follow up through the story, and then Kaldheim came and Vorinclex came, and I had a theory that they were gonna do one Praetor every year for the next 4 years, and then culminate with one last huzzah with the Phyrexians.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a 5-year.
Hey, are you looking for premium playtest cards? I have you covered. TolarianLibrary.com. Just pass by their website, check out all of the playtest cards that you might need for your commander deck, and use code CBCMTG to get 20% off your order. If you're looking for cards that you probably don't have a budget for, it's fine. Tolarian Library might have it, and you can get it for your future commander.
Build up to the March of the Machines, but that didn't happen. Everything was rushed.
Yep.
March of the Machines, All Will Be One, and the Aftermath were all just shoved into a few months apart, and it felt unsatisfying. It felt like the story didn't have a complete ending. Random soldiers were killing the Phyrexian Praetors, and that felt wrong.
Yep.
I can understand why people would be like angry and mad, and universes beyond were starting to become more prevalent by then. At least their focus was like starting to be shifted. They planned 2 years ahead, so they must have planned for these universes beyond by then.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I am very much invested in the lore of Magic the Gathering, and having universes beyond take away from the focus is concerning. However, I do understand that there can be benefits to this, which is what I was trying to mention earlier. If I'm not sure if I did get my point across. There was one set, in universe, out of universe, in universe, out of universe. If they keep alternating, the in universe stuff have time, like the writers have time to actually formulate their ideas, formulate their thoughts, where they want to take the story.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking 2 years from now, and that was 2 years from then. So, in theory, we will be seeing like the fruits of those labors this year, maybe next year at maximum. I'll give them like this year to next year, but I do understand why people would be concerned and why people would quit. I took a hiatus from the game. Sometimes I just don't play for months.
Yeah.
At a time.
Right now, I haven't played. Jesus. I think that last time I played was in Comic-Con, and it was like 2 games, but it was not like having fun. It was just work. But I haven't played for a long time. I've been literally playing more Pokemon Live on my phone because it's much more easier for me than being here. Obviously, I would like to play it here because I could record my gameplays. But I play Pokemon Live in my phone, and I just one wants to get one wants a break. Sometimes one just wants to get a break from Magic the Gathering, and I understand where Siegfried is coming from, but at the same time, with what you mentioned, JP, if they continue on with this, like, here's two sets of the main story, and then we have a universe beyond, we have a set from the story, and then 2 universe beyond sets. If they continue doing that, like you mentioned, I think that the story, depending on what happens in Edge of Eternities, because Edge of Eternities is the set that a lot of people are like aiming for to make the change, or to at least give us something more. But if it works, I think that this follow-up of having this time frame like we're seeing, I think it will be great. Obviously, I do hope that they give us a little bit much more room in terms from like set to set, because right now, let's say right now we have Final Fantasy. July comes in, we have previews for Edge of Eternities, and then Edge of Eternities releases on August, and then we get what was the next set that was coming? Edge of Eternities. Yes, Spider-Man. We have on September Spider-Man, and then from Spider-Man on November, we have the last set of the year that will be Avatar: The Last Airbender. So it's like back to back. If they could spread it at least a little bit more, where Final Fantasy releases today, let's put an example. It released last week. Then we have the next set on September. And then you have the final set mid-December to give us a breather. And then mid-December would be great, because then you have like all of the fathers and sons out there that play Magic the Gathering will be like, I am going to get Magic the Gathering for Christmas. You know,
Yeah, people could just ask for Magic the Gathering stuff for Christmas, and that's perfect. I remember
exactly.
they did that for the gift bundle for Lord of the Rings, and that sold very well.
Exactly. You know, it would be so great if they could give us a little bit much more room to be like, okay, I invested in XYZ set. I invested $200 because I bought a couple of booster boxes, or I bought a booster box and a couple of commanders. You know, give me a chance to recover, and then in 2 months I'll get back again and invest. Oh, I really do love this upcoming set, so I'm going to invest a little bit much more. You know, it gives us a little bit much more room to breathe and to regain whatever loss we got with the investment, or if we did plus, you know, or if we did win a little bit extra cash because we got the cards that we wanted, and the rest of the cards I'm going to sell them. um but it all depends on what's going to happen moving forward with these three upcoming sets, because then we have to wait until what's going to happen in on what's going to happen next year, because I think that we're going to have next year announcements in, I think it's Magic Con. Is it Atlanta, the one that's going to be in September, if I'm not mistaken? Let me check. I don't have it. I don't have it saved in my. I don't have it saved. I know that MagicCon Vegas is this upcoming weekend, but I don't have the other one. The one that I was gonna be assisting if everything.
Isn't it in September?
Yeah, in September. It was the September. I don't remember exactly the place, but I'm not gonna be assisting this year. I'm gonna make plans for next year. I'm gonna see if I can make plans with Ale and see if we're gonna, or with all of us, see if we can all go. Make a trip out of it. But yeah, I think that Universe Beyond, these are my final thoughts, and then I'm going to jump into JP's final thoughts. In regards to Universe Beyond is going to exist. You know, we have to accept it. It's going to be part of the Magic the Gathering set list of each upcoming year. It's going to be part of standard. So if you guys do see an IP that you love, again, don't go with the hype. Wait. Just wait. Product is going to continue going in. Unless you are interested, if they do release commanders, if you're interested in the commanders, then go ahead. That's the product that you should at least be aiming for. But if you're looking for like to collecting the cards or whatnot, just await until the set releases. This is going to be print as crazy because it's standard, and as well support your local game store. I understand that sometimes you want to go with Jeff Bezos, but support your local game store. If you're gonna do some pre-orders or anything, go to your local game store and just support them. Like that, any local game store that's around can continue having their doors open. So JP, what are your final thoughts in regards to Universe Beyond?
A lot of the concerns are valid, but also they're exaggerating and they're not thinking things through in the long term. A lot of people want like the answers right now, but Wizard of the Coast design sets 2 years in advance, so it's like extremely difficult to even catch a lot of these mistakes.
Mhm.
We gotta be patient, and hopefully they listen. Like it's like barking up the wrong tree. There's
Yeah,
we're putting our hopes and dreams out on the air, hoping something happens. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is.
it is what it is. Yeah. Those are I think that those are like we should make a shirt out of those words because I think that's the
It is what
most
it is.
used words, here in the podcast. Hey, it is what it is, we can't do nothing about it. Um but hey, just I just want to say to all of our listeners and viewers, hey, just if you're new to the game, if you're new to Magic, don't worry about getting everything. Get what you want and get what you're interested in. If you want to get into the competitive game, there's a couple of formats that you can join in, like Pioneer, Modern, or Standard. Obviously, there's other formats that you can join in, like Popper and whatnot. But they're not like in the eyesight of like Wizard of the Coast. Um, as well, there is CEDH, competitive commander. There is casual commander, and I know that Wizard of the Coast will be in the future mentioning how the bracket system will work, like that. Your local game store can go ahead and make commander events. So just look for what you want, get what you want, and if you're new, like I mentioned, just don't worry about being up to date with everything. You know, just have fun and enjoy the game. Nothing, JP. Where can the people find you?
You can find me here in the Cardboard Cave podcast, talking about sweet, sweet magic. How about you, John?
Okay, guys. So you guys can find before me, I'm gonna mention our other members. So Ale, you can find Ale in Cinemas Podcast. He's a movie critic and as well a movie creator or director, filmmaker.
Director,
That-
filmmaker,
That's the word that I was looking for. Filmmaker,
editor.
editor. He's a little bit of everything. So if you guys want to check out his additional content, you can go to Cinemas Podcast. All of our social medias are available in the description below. And as well, you can find me in all of my social media as Real in Films. I am a film critic as well. If you guys want to check out a different interviews or be up to date with movie news and much more, that is where you can find all of that information. If you want to find like my other section, that is Cinema Dad PR, that's where I put all of my content in regards to being a content creator and a father as well. So nothing. If you guys want to DM us for collabs or for anything, just hit us up. We will be the ones answering you at all time. It could be Ale, it could be myself. And as well, I do want to mention that by next week, we will have our Discord open. We're just adding a couple of bots and adding a couple of like cool things inside the Discord server for each and one of you. And one of the great things is that the Discord server is going to be completely free. So you don't have to be part of Patreon or part of anything. It's going to be completely free. So nothing, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. Nothing. Keep following us in all of our social media, like that you guys can be up to date with anything and everything cardboard and board game related. Nothing, guys. We will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Rope until I cut it, bala pa tu cabeza, para delicadeza, habla la realeza, salva naturaleza, method for your mentalities, kill them with no fatalities, happy with all the cannabis, welcome to your reality.